So a very big welcome to everyone who has joined. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Bellona and I'm a host for today. In today's webinar, we would like to present how to achieve a clear visibility in your supply chain, especially from the transportation management point of view. But before we start, let me provide you with some very important information. This webinar will be recorded and publicly accessible. If you want to raise any questions, please use the question and answer section and put your questions anytime directly in the Q&A window. We will all collect these and our experts will answer them after the presentation. In case you do not want to type in your questions, especially if they are long or complicated, please feel free to raise your hand during the Q&A session and we will unmute you and then you can speak out your question. In case you have any organizational questions, feel free to contact me privately via the chat window. Your experts today are Madhu Paturkar, who is a practice director in transportation, YL and IoT from Westernacre, India. And we also have Pradeep Kumar Mishra with us, who is a sales and business development manager here in Westernacre, India. In the webinar today, we would be basically briefly discussing about what our company does, what are the industry challenges that we are facing, especially in the transportation domain, categorization for the business requirements, what are the product functionalities available with SAP TM, Westernacre accelerators, and then we would have a Q&A session in the end. With this, I would now hand it over to my colleague, Madhu, who would be taking over and talking to you about an introduction on our company.
Thanks, Bellona. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. We will start with the agenda, and as Bellona explained, first we'll look at introduction. We'll have an introduction to Westernacre, and then we will get on with the supply chain agenda. So brief about Westernacre. Westernacre has been in IT industry for more than 25 years in SAP. Overall, Westernacre has been in existence for more than 50 years. It has been a long journey. Some highlights about Westernacre: that we are 100% owned employee company, and we have more than 700 plus experts right now in all the area. Talking about India specifically, we started operation in India in 2013. We have a lot of first to our credentials. First EWM partner, we are pioneer in TM, and also one of the first yard logistics implementation was done by Westernacre. And also there was an implementation with SPP, spare parts planning, yard logistics, and EWM. So the entire piece was done by Westernacre, and that was one of the first. Talking about industries, we have experience in almost all industries: automotive, components, LSP, consumer goods, retail, life sciences, and chemicals. Retail, automotive, these are some of the we are known in this industry, and also LSP. We have done some of the complex implementations for all the components of SAP. In which area do we operate right now? We are in entire S4 suite, which means that we give services, implementation services in entire S4. We are also in SAP Analytics Cloud, and also in terms of TM and EWM and yard logistics. These are basically supply chain execution platform. And also we have one of the best practice when it comes to IBP. So this is a brief introduction about Westernacre. We will move on to the industry challenges. About the industry challenges, we have actually seen industry change over a period of time. Now, all of you are industry practitioner, from consulting to end users to the directors of your own area. You have seen industry change over a period of time. Now, as you can see, some of the statistics which I have mentioned here, that since 2000, the value of intermediate goods is basically, the value is more than 10 trillion. What that means is that much amount of inventory is locked while we are moving the goods. Basically, we are having, as I mentioned in the slide here, we are having more than 10 trillion goods of value which are locked in the supply chain, which means that this is amount of money which is locked in the supply chain. And now we need a visibility for these goods, basically, so that we can act fast, we can ensure that we have a very resilient supply chain. So what are the typical company objectives when they start any transformation project, basically? So at the operational level, you can see that we want a process transparency, real-time tracking, enhanced reporting, and being more paperless, right? And also these objectives help you, if you look one level higher at tactical. We want to be more customer focused, we want to have more management by experience, and we want to be nimble to the change. That means if there is any change in the supply chain, then we need to adapt it fast. This, at the strategic level, we want to have a digital supply chain, and we want overall to reduce time, reduce lead time. So the reduced lead time is directly linked to the amount of goods which is locked in transit, right? What will happen with this? The reduced supply chain cost. That means it will directly impact the bottom line. The transaction of the cash flow will be much faster, and which means that the more shareholder value. So all of these are linked, basically, from bottom to the top, and they are linked by visibility into supply chain, which is our today's topic. Now, why visibility is important when it comes to in today's era? So today's era, I strongly believe, is a transient, and we will soon get back to the normal. But definitely there are occasions which occurs, and we have seen them in the past, that for example, in 2011 there was a heavy flooding in Thailand and an earthquake in Japan. What happened during this time? That entire 7 industrial estates in Thailand were underwater. This disrupted the supply chain quite heavily when it came to the overall end-to-end supply chain. And also there was a storm in US 2017. This disrupted entire oil and gas supply chain again over the world. So these disruptions will keep happening. In the nature can be big or nature can be small. So nature, if you look at like port closure, so even the port closure can have a direct impact on the supply chain, right? So there the nature can be very big to a small event, but they do affect the supply chain. And what do we need basically to handle such kind of minor to major disruption is your synchronized supply chain. So it depends how well the entire digitally connected the supply chain is, and with which we are able to react faster, and which we are able to ensure that the end goals are met. So you can see that there can be uncertainty in terms of supply of critical materials. There can be constrained capacity in manufacturing. If there is a port closure, then the capacity can be impacted. Also demand volatility, that something that can happen in a certain area or certain geography, that can impact the demand. And also we have labor shortage, and these things keep happening. So basically all of these things do impact the supply chain, and more visibility we have, we will be able to react much faster. This is quite highlighted definitely in when we did our survey, and about the key challenges, and you can clearly see the visibility at the bottom, which is 73%, and the cost reduction. These are the key business challenges which were mentioned by the during this survey. And what we are now trying to address is the visibility, and to a certain extent we'll look at the cost reduction also, how we can address it. Okay, so these are the challenges. So what we have seen in this section is that how the disruption impacts, then what are the key challenges, and actually what are our business goals that we want to achieve with the higher visibility. Moving on, what we are going to spend time in about next 15 minutes or so is basically about the business requirements. So when we are addressing a length and breadth of the industry, and we have various industries also that we are trying to address, and each industry or each business area or each segment has a different requirement when it comes to visibility. And let's try to sort of analyze these requirements and spend time that what are these typical requirements, and then in the next section we will look at some of these requirements, how we are going to address with the SAP product suite. Okay, so now again we look at specific to the visibility, what are the business challenges we have seen at a high level. Now let's look at from a visibility point of view. As you know, on the right hand side, I have elaborated the business challenges that the supply chain has become more complex. There are many partners which are involved in the supply chain. Okay, then you have pockets of intelligence, fragmented segment, and trade and regulations. And the last but not the least, layered visibility. So let me explain this one by one. As I mentioned, the supply chain has become quite complex, which means that there are more business partners which are involved. There are more activities which are being done by these different business partners. And if you look at a CEO level or a director level, they need a kind of visibility, to do the management by exception. So the basically supply chain has become more complex and the visibility has reduced. Pockets of intelligence. Every department or every business function right now is definitely connected with ERP. We have come long way from ERP, where this operations were silos, but still if you look at end-to-end supply chain, there is still pockets of intelligence. That means certain departments are doing certain things which may not be connected when we are looking at an extended supply chain, outside your company. So there are definitely pockets of intelligence which are available, but they are not talking to each other and sharing that intelligence amongst each other to perform better. So fragmented segments, which means that entire supply chain has been segmented in different ways. That these segment needs to be connected together, in order to behave more synchronously. So if one segment is affected of a supply chain, then we need to ensure that there is another segment is reacting to it. So that is the challenge. Trade and regulation. So trade and regulations are basically, as you all know, you are industry practitioners, that you need to always comply with the documentation. You need to comply with the all the kind of regulations, and you need to react faster. The layered visibility. So as you can see, that there are people who are doing something at the operational level. If you look at 3PL, 4PL, I will not go to the 5PL right now, but definitely from 2PL, 3PL, and 4PL logistics point of view, they are layered, which are getting increased, right? So there are different entities who are performing jobs, but the visibility to the topmost entity when it comes to the owner, that is getting diminished. So you have a layers of visibility when it comes to the various in your entire supply chain, because of different players who are doing their job at the ground level. Now these are some of the challenges from a different perspective when it comes to the supply chain. Now what are the, I will not spend more time on the key objective, but with these issues at hand, different supply chain segments, layered visibility, and becoming more complex, what are definitely our key objective? The key objective is higher supply chain visibility, informed decision making and identifying bottlenecks, and at the end of the day, agile supply chain, and then last but what is the end goal is frictionless collaboration is what we are going to achieve. So let me spend some time on the identifying bottlenecks and informed decision, which is really the core of it. That what with this business challenges, if we overcome them over with the product suite that we are going to present next, you know, you will be able to make very informed decision. You'll be able to identify the bottleneck, that which is the party or which is the area or which is that entity who is working as a bottleneck and where I need to focus more, you know. So maybe a certain supplier or maybe certain group of suppliers within your entire supply chain are not giving you the desired you know, output or result, then you can act accordingly and you can make a decision. But in order to ensure that you know and identify the bottleneck, you need to collate this information, you need that visibility, collate that information and act on it, right? And what is this going to do is you will make your supply chain agile, right? So this is what we are trying to achieve and overcome. So moving on, again we are sticking with the requirements right now. Okay, so what are the typical requirements? So now this is a change in perspective that I am trying to put forward to all of you, right? That what is end-to-end visibility? What do we mean by end-to-end visibility, right? So generally people, when we talk about visibility, get constraints by constraint, or their mindset is basically only about, you know, events, you know, about who is doing what, you know, in terms of what tasks are being performed and what activities are being performed. But I want to give a different perspective to the visibility as a concept, you know, because visibility is not about you know, only your activities. With the basically SAP TM, you know, and all the related products of SAP, you have a different dimension about visibility, right? Which you could never foresee earlier with the current product. So let me just give you an example: event visibility, right? Which is the simple, everybody sort of knows about it, that what are my planned tasks, you know, when the supply chain, you know, or you are mapping your supply chain, you know, a person or this activity has to happen. So if the product is getting manufactured, it has to be delivered to the end customer within X days, and what are the tasks which needs to be performed on the given date, right? These are called as planned activities. So you know that the truck has to get loaded, and the truck has to depart, truck has to reach the port, and from there the goods needs to be loaded on the vessel. So these are planned activities, right? And then you can document them and you can ensure that these needs to happen as soon as product is loaded plus 1 day, you know, goods are in transit plus 2 days, and you can map your entire planned events, right? So that is more or less event visibility. Then also you have unexpected activities that you would like to know about. If there is a damage, or there was a truck breakdown, or the ship got you know, the ETA got I mean ETD got delayed and stuff like that. Also you would like to understand the productivity and accuracy. That means these events needs to be more accurate and they need to be more or less real time. So that is a typical supply chain event visibility, as we call it. Now what is the another layer to it? You know, in terms of visibility, you would also like to know what is the cost per product, you know, when it comes to transportation costs. A lot of companies now are changing when we come to you know, this visibility and more visibility into your products or into your supply chain. They are moving from FOB to Ex Works, because the company wants to move from FOB to Ex Works in order to understand what is the exact cost of the product. Because if you move FOB, it's always bundled and you may not know the exact cost, and then it helps the purchasing department to even perform their job function in a much better way. Cost per ocean shipment, cost and revenue analysis, which means that, you know, how much that ocean shipment actually costs. Because imagine that you are moving an entire shipment, and there are not only the shipment charges, but there are other charges which are involved, you know, and you need to ensure that all charges and all costs are apportioned to that particular shipment, right? And then you know the actual cost of the shipment, because what the carrier has provided you, but there are always ad hoc costs which happens by the different parties or different entities on that shipment. So this can be related to ocean shipment, or this can be related to truck, or you know, road or air. right? So there are different costs which are part of that shipment that we definitely need to analyze, and we need to ensure that we take a holistic view, not only the agreement that we have with that particular carrier, you know. Then it comes to cost and revenue analysis. So this is another type of visibility that you need, that how much is the cost which I am incurring, you know. And also when it comes to LSP industry, now I will there is next slide where we are going to talk about industry specific, but let me spend some time here on the revenue part of it from an LSP point of view. That okay, if I am going to charge my customer X amount for this shipment, how much exactly profitability I'm making. So for per shipment from an LSP point of view, it is very important that the cost and revenue analysis happens in SAP TM, and SAP TM is able to give you that kind of visibility. Okay, so now we talked about event and the cost. Last but not the least is the logistical visibility. You know, now with with the lack of, I would say, the products like SAP TM, we would not have had opportunity to get to the visibility which we never thought. For example, vehicle capacity usage. Now this is very important when you talk about how much is your vehicle utilization, right, or capacity of the vehicle, how much it is getting used. From if you are working with lot of third party service providers, you need to ensure that your goods are being loaded properly, your goods are being taken care properly, and then what you are going to pay for the carrier, the vehicle capacity is used to the best, because you are going to pay the premium for it, right? So that is vehicle logistical, one of the examples of logistical visibility. Then we talk about driver performance, then we talk about temperature and telematics. So now with the advent of this sensor technology, and that we are going to touch upon later in the slide, that how much different level of visibility, different dimension of the visibility that we can get with all the sensor technology, right? So it can be temperature, humidity, and all kind of telematics that is possible. And just sitting at one place, you are able to see how your truck is performing, how your driver is performing, right? And we are going to look at various use cases in the next slide as we go on. So now, in a nutshell, what I'm saying on this particular slide, that the visibility has different connotations, right? It has different ways of expressing. So these are three different ways that visibility can be achieved, and what we are going to see in the next slide is how that is possible. Before we move on to actual SAP product suite, now we still stick to the requirement. Now we look at some of the generic requirements, but now we will look at what are the requirements per industry, right? And we will spend some time on this slide basically and look at industry specific requirement. Now, just a disclaimer, basically, when I mean something for the retail industry, these are requirements which come out quite, these are expressed that these are sort of must-have requirement, but that doesn't mean that discrete or process manufacturing companies cannot really get that visibility. They also can get the visibility if there is a business scenario which is there for those kind of industries, then definitely we can give that visibility. Okay, so but typically in the retail or the e-commerce, let's focus, visibility of the last mile delivery. So as you know, Western Acre has been a leader, or when it comes to e-commerce and retail implementation. Some of the complex and some of the fastest retail implementation are credited to Western Acre when it comes to SAP TM, EWM, and yard logistics. So let's spend some time on the retail. So the last mile delivery, is very important when it comes to retail. Now, there can be scenarios like customer is not at home, or there has to be service which has to be performed, and wrong product was delivered, and so on and so forth. So that kind of last mile visibility you need, even when the driver or the person actually performing that service may not be from your own company, but that kind of visibility is very, very critical when it comes to e-commerce and retail. Product trackability. So we everywhere now we have this requirement, where is my product, right? So again, this is not something specific to retail, but even from a discrete manufacturing point of view, or LSP point of view, everybody wants to know where is my product and when is the earliest I'm going to get my product, right? Uber and Ola, there has been quite a big change in terms of customer expectation. Also, cost per pallet. So how much I'm actually incurring in the transportation per pallet. So this kind of specific, costing, or we call it a cost distribution in SAP TM terminology, we call it a cost distribution. So that kind of specific cost distribution can be performed at the pallet level. And then intercompany billing, and we'll spend some time again on the intercompany billing, is that because there are different parties or different legal entities involved in when it comes to end-to-end e-commerce or retail, then you also want to ensure that the intercompany billing happens, and then you recover your cost for that particular legal entity, so that the entire the logistics or the cash flow can be tracked. Then we talk about LSP industry, right? So driver visibility is one. Origin and destination pair analysis, this is very critical for an LSP. And I can say that I was involved in a couple of projects when it comes to LSP, and that is where we have delivered one of the best origin destination pair analysis. That how an LSP can do the costing at the origin destination pair, to get the visibility that how much goods I'm moving from point A to point B, and then you have your fuel cost and all your calculation for that origin and destination, and also you can optimize that particular pair. So what we need in LSP industry is this kind of visibility. Then we have container level visibility. So which means that when you are moving container, so again, the container level visibility can be also for a shipper, and also can for the LSP, but this becomes very evident, and all the events that we saw in the previous slides can be tracked at the container level. Okay, and we'll spend some time on this as we move forward. Now the discrete and the process. So now I have combined, basically discrete and the process are actually totally different industry segments basically, but we will spend some time on this industry. So batch traceability becomes very important from the process manufacturing point of view. When I talk about discrete industry, you work with so many different service providers, right? You need to get the visibility into third-party service provider, and you need to have very tight integration with all your LSPs or service providers. So that is possible with the SAP TM as a product, and that can give you extended visibility. Also, you need a visibility in terms of your turnaround time, which means that when it comes to your yard operation, how is the yard, how is the turnaround time at the yard, how is the turnaround time from your end-to-end trip, that analysis you can use in terms of your carrier selection. You can know which carrier is performed better, which service provider is becoming a bottleneck. So as we mentioned earlier, layered visibility. So as you work with more and more your 3PL and 4PL operators, right, more visibility you get from all the bottommost person, then you are able to make a better informed decision, and you are able to know which carrier you want to work more. You want to give them let's say benefits, and also you can charge penalty. So how these charges of the penalty, how you can give the benefits to them, that we will see as we move forward in the next few slides. So what we have seen now in terms of business requirements is that all these business requirements can really not be specific to industry based on your business process and business requirement. They can be tailored to your own company, your own or department, as to which department needs what kind of visibility, and then also we are able to do the product analysis based on what exactly are your business requirements. So what I will try to sum up now, basically, this section of the industry requirements, basically in terms of we have captured all the requirements and we have given a brief about it. But before going forward, I will just leave you with this slide, because what are we going to do in the next section is that we are going to look at event visibility, we are going to look at the cost and revenue, and then we are going to look at the logistical visibility. How SAP TM and all other related products, okay, of SAP will help you to achieve this visibility in these three distinct areas. Okay, then we will spend some time at the end on looking at some of the Western Arc asset. So we are good. So I want to leave you with this thought. We will move on to the next section, SAP TM product functionalities. And again, we will spend some more time on this, about 20 minutes. And what we are going to do now is actually look at the SAP products, look at what sort of capabilities we have, and just give me a second. Yeah, so I'm just resetting my stopwatch so that I can keep a track of it. So we are going to spend some time about this on this particular topic. So let's start. So as I said, first we are going to look at the events visibility, right? And then we will look at the cost and the logistical as we move forward. So this is a typical digital track and trace and end-to-end multimodal visibility. So this will give you a really end-to-end view, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have the partial visibility. Some of your company may not operate in end-to-end, but some of you do operate in particular legs of the supply chain, and then that more enhanced or more detailed visibility can be given in this particular area. So now we are bit talking about SAP terminology here, and let me spend just a few minutes on explaining the SAP terminology, because anyway we are into deep dive sessions of the SAP, and it wouldn't harm if we look at some of the terminology. So the freight order, here you can see. Yes, let me use my pointer now. Yeah. So the freight order. So freight order is what we see is synonymous to the road. Okay, so any transportation happens on based on the road, or there are different names that you may have in your own company. If you are working with the legal system, and then you may call it as road shipment or a delivery order, on so on and so forth. Okay, so this road is basically synonymous to the freight order. When it comes to ocean and air, in SAP terminology, we call it a freight booking. And again, this is an SAP. The bottommost you can see is a freight unit. So freight unit is nothing but a singular object which moves goods from point A to point B with the various stages, right? So now in this particular example, we have three stages of the freight unit, right? So mill, the port to the discharge, and then to the customer. Now again, this is just an example. There if you are moving goods for the inbound, okay, then it will be supplier to your warehouse. If you are even bringing from your supplier, and the goods are getting processed in between, then your supply chain can be extended even to the other entities, right? So the backward and forward, the freight unit can be encapsulating entire supply chain, right? So now what we look at here is that on the freight order, when we talk about activities, so just to recap a bit, we are on the activities section here, right? So the activities that you can capture here is like loading complete, departure from DC, on the way to the port, arrival at the port, unloading at the port. So these are some of the standard events that you can have here at the current set. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you are limited to these sets. Okay, you can enhance them, you can have your own visibility scenarios, and you can have your own events, right? Now, the freight booking also, which is Ocean Lake, also you can have a direct integration, and you can have these events tracked quite a bit and ensure that each and every container level event can be tracked here, right? And same for the the freight order, which is for the last mile. Now, what is interesting is that all these events will not only look at the freight order, will also flow to the freight unit. That means you can get the visibility that how many goods are in transit right now. Okay, and SAP has come up with a very beautiful product called SAP Cloud Analytics. And SAP Analytics Cloud, and all this data can be pulled to the Cloud Analytics, and then you can get fantastic graphs, and bubble, and where the goods are stuck, where they are, and maybe we will have a separate session on the SAP Analytics Cloud, but that's also quite an interesting product, because all the visibility that you're going to have at the freight unit level can then be exported to the reports, and then you can make the analysis that if and coming back to the same topic, that how much, which when I make a transit with particular carrier, where I have delay, or which port is having better analysis. Let's move on. So what is the product here that SAP has got, and where Vesnarkar, again is pioneer? We have already done implementation, and we are doing implementation. Basically, the name of the product is SAP LBN, Logistics Business Network, right? So this is one of the new dimension product, and it is on the cloud, and you will get to hear from the SAP, lot more about this product, but I want to just spend some time on the capabilities of this product. So this product, basically, you can have your various shippers, your freight forwarders, your carriers, your suppliers, all can be part of this logistics business network. Okay, then you can get the visibility in terms of freight collaboration, global track and trace, and material traceability. So this product, all of us do have some SAP Connect. So these, you can call it a sub module of SAP LBN, Logistics Business Network. So let's call them as a sub module. So you can choose to have freight collaboration, you can have a global track and trace, and material traceability, right? Freight collaboration is nothing but our erstwhile collaboration portal. Okay, so those who are familiar with SAP TM, little bit, you would know that, okay, all the carriers, carrier communication and everything can happen by freight collaboration. Track and trace is nothing but the events that we talked about. So again, I'll just go back a slide. All these events that you saw here are part of the global track and trace. So this global track and trace helps you to track all the event, and this product is then available. And finally, you have material traceability. We'll not spend so much time on the material traceability. Now we will look at some of the scalability and integrator. So this entire product suite, SAP LBN, is based on API. That means all your carriers and your 3PL, they can connect directly via API. So their system and SAP LBN can really talk to each other in a seamless manner. It is very easy to onboard a carrier via email, which means that if you have really a small time carrier who owns 1 or 2 trucks, right? So the onboarding is quite easy, and also you get to have the digital communication with all your entire supply chain, right? So we will move on. Then I just want to spend some time on this. This may not be applicable to everybody, but this is more for the ocean sort of visibility. So SAP TM can connect with the best of service provider when it comes to the visibility. So Descartes and E2open, which is erstwhile Intra, a lot of people must be familiar with Intra. Intra has been taken over by E2open about 2 years back. So there we can get the extended visibility on, and we can do a data exchange with this service provider. Okay, so those who work in the shipping lines would know that how difficult it is if somebody has to do the manual VGM update on each of the liner website. So it is quite a difficult and time consuming process. Similarly, the invoice verification and getting the invoices and the status event, so this is a very important activity when it comes to visibility. Okay, so we will stick to the visibility so far. Okay, so what SAP and Weston can do a value add here, that Weston has come up with their own pre-developed set. So if any of your company wants to integrate with this, we can really accelerate the implementation, and we can really ensure that the entire implementation can be very smooth without any hiccups when it comes to this kind of products. Okay, then we have also we have an automated invoice verification process and dispute creation process, which means that the invoices from the carriers can be matched directly in SAP TM. Okay, so again we get the visibility, and I'm tying it back every time to the visibility, because the invoice accuracy from a supplier also can be part of the visibility that your supply chain director or CEO would need, that how accurate is their overall, or how much they are sticking to their the agreement that was done, right? Automated space booking, container level events, which means that gate out full, gate in empty, this kind of container level visibility we can have. And these are just two examples, there can be many other, and then SAP Weston has come up with our own detention and demurrage calculation charges, and also that can be done automatically, which means what, that you from a supply chain point of view, you get the best of visibility from the events. You can get all the automated EDI integration. You can get the automated basically you can look at the calculation of the charges. So the visibility, with the SAP product suite and with these two integration can be multi-fold. Okay, so you can have a enhanced visibility, right? So now we spend some more time on this cost and revenue, right? So we looked at the event visibility, we are going to look at the cost and revenue side. Now this is the next slide, which you are going to see is basically again a bit of a flow chart. Okay, so just you need to bear with me and understand this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that I put that entire flow chart into different contexts. So first, let's start with discrete industry, and then e-commerce, and that's how we will move. Okay, so just bear with me to understand this particular cost and revenue. Okay, so there are three systems that we are talking about here. One is driver app, one is SAP TM, and then is your ECC or S4. Maybe I should have used S4 here in the new dimension. Okay, and it can be ECC or S4. It really doesn't matter, right? So from a driver app or any kind of app, what you can do is you can, as a company, you can have a various products which were not delivered, which services were not performed, or the additional services which were performed by the partner. Okay, so even though I am saying this as a driver app, or this can be any other app which you want to use with your service provider. Okay, so what you can do with this app is that you can track what unexpected things happen while delivering the goods, or while moving the goods. We need not say delivering to the goods, just while moving the goods. Okay, all those things, all those unexpected events, all they can be tracked back based on event-based charge, which means that, you know, if there is an additional service which is performed by your partner, you know, it can automatically come and trigger basically an activity in SAP TM, which can give you a visibility of the additional money that you need to spend or you need to pay to the carrier. Okay, so this kind of event-based visibility can be directly achieved, you know, with this app. Now I'll give you an example of a scale-based event. So we look at here product is mentioned as scale-based events, which means that if somebody is performing the service, if you take an e-commerce or retail, if you spend 2 hours at the customer, okay, you charge extra fee. If you spend 1 hour at the customer, you know, you charge different fee. So we can actually record how much time was. So your events are basically time-based events. So if you perform 2 hours, you will charge different. So that can also be can be tracked automatically, right? So this we call extended visibility as to what your service provider is doing, right? So again, from a discrete industry point of view, you know, you can map various activities to this app, and you can think of various business use cases where you want to extend this app and get that kind of visibility. All these can trigger charges, and you can actually look at the charge, and you can trigger an approval workflow. So for example, if the charge value is more than, you know, $100, right, you want to trigger an approval flow that something wrong has happened, right, and I want to trigger approval flow for the event based charges. Okay, so that is the functionality which I have not listed here, basically the approval workflow. But as we speak, in one of the projects, we are actually building that kind of approval workflow, you know, as one of our offering to the customer. So this is something called as event based charge. Now once this extended visibility is recorded in SAP TMS, right, SAP TM, what is it that you can do with it, right? You can get automated charge calculation, you can get your customer settlement, you can get your internal charges. Which means what? So these internal charges helps you in the intercompany billing. Okay, the charge calculation helps you to get the visibility on the cost per pallet. So if based on the event, you know, that particular freight order or the road shipment, you know, costed you $100, in normal scenario it should have costed you $80, right? So $20 was extra because there was a delay or because there was extra service which was performed. So this $20 needs to be apportioned, right? It depends whether you are doing an inbound or outbound movement. You know, it has to be apportioned either to the specific customer, or it can get apportioned to the batch based on if the freight order is inbound and outbound. So now, I mean, we are going into technical details, but the fact I'm trying to say that this charges then can be something which can be cost distributed. So these charges can be distributed in ECC in more than one ways. Okay, so you can get your supplier payment, or you can have you can post them on the batch, or you can have different cost setting in ECC. So SAP TM is quite flexible in terms of talking to ECC on various cost strategies, right? So this is the visibility that you can get for the cost, and same thing for the revenue. If you are an LSP, if you work with forwarding order, which is nothing but the sales order in the SAP TM. Okay, so you can know for a particular customer order how many trucks it took me to deliver it, and okay, this was the charge, you know, and this is my settlement. So entire cost and revenue and profitability analysis can happen, you know, with the help of SAP TM. You know, now what are Westmacher value add here? You know, so we have basically we have ready to deploy driver app, right? We have custom integration for the service event handler. So there are service event handlers that we have done, which is again non-standard. We have comprehensive e-commerce scenario in the driver app. So there was another webinar which was conducted for the e-commerce implementation in 90 days. Okay, so we have this readily available and deployable driver app for the e-commerce, right? We have our own asset when it comes to warehouse billing, third-party warehouse billing, and then also we have handling unit based intercompany billing. So I know that a lot of discrete industry colleagues here must be working with handling unit concept from the ECC, and that can be seamlessly integrated with SAP TM, and there can be various analysis which is possible on the handling unit, right? So this is something we will, this is only one slide I have on the cost and revenue. Then we look at the logistical visibility. Okay. Now, one of the visibility factor is space optimization. So now why I kept this slide, and I will not really go into a lot of details. I think we are already overshooting the time, but I will just tell you that this can be very important when you work with the third party service provider, right? So there are different kind of goods that you are moving through your supply chain, and there are various type of vehicles that are required to move the goods, right? So we have the SAP has come up with this vehicle space optimization so that you can actually get the visibility as to how the truck should be loaded, and you can see at the 3-dimensional view by your service provider. Now, so you can decide as the logistics manager in your company, you can decide how the truck should be loaded by your third-party service provider with all the rules which are mentioned here, and I will not go into the details of each of those topics. But all these rules can be set in your system. You can communicate to your third-party service provider that okay, this is how the truck has to be loaded, right? And then you can track the you know that the amount you are paying your truck is getting highly utilized. It is utilizing to the full, and then you ensure that the the payment is also in accordance. Okay. Then we will spend some time on this slide. So now we are really, this whatever we talked about in terms of visibility is possible. Now we are really talking about visibility of the logistics sensors, right? And I'm happy to tell you that Westernarker has one of the best IoT capabilities right now. We have already built solutions with respect to connected forklift, connected worker, connected silo, and connected fleets, and also with connected assets. So these solutions which I'm mentioning here, they are already they are already we have a demo for all of them, and we are already integrated with the various sensors. So now we also, we are not the hardware provider, but we are one-stop shop when it comes to IoT capabilities. Now, some of you may be aware, but some of you maybe it's something new, and that's why we want to spend some time on various sensors which are available, and you will be surprised to know that what kind of sensor technology, how much advanced it has become. For example, tilt sensors, which means that you can actually have a digital sensor to know that how much is the tilt on the vehicle, which means that if your own vehicle or your third-party vehicles are being moving on the difficult terrain in the road, you need to know that because of the goods that it is carrying, that it is not tilting more than 5 degree or something, or 3 degree. You want to have an alarm or something, so that is something called a tilt sensor. You have shock sensor. So if your goods are of a high value and there has to be the bump on the road, and that is typically in India, if the road quality is not the best, or if you are not on national highway, sometimes you need to have this shock sensor, so you kind of get that visibility that when the truck was moving, how much the truck went through the disturbance, right? So if you are in the foods industry, you do want to have a temperature and humidity sensors, and that has become quite common now with the cold chain, and definitely you need to get that visibility that for the entire life cycle that the goods were in transit, so now it can be shipped, it can take months into days and weeks, right? To let's say maybe a day if you're doing inland transportation, you need to ensure that the temperature and humidity, they were constantly within the range, and so that the goods inside them are not damaged. Then you can have a brightness sensor, so basically you can have your driver movements, how much time the door was open, how much time the door was closed. These kind of things can be achieved with the brightness sensor. So these are some of the digital sensors which are available right now in the market. They are quite robust, they are quite they are already put to use, and Western Aircar, based on your needs, can connect these sensors to the IoT, to the IoT capabilities that can really give you the visibility that as a supply chain department you never had, right? So this is where I will end this section, and then we look at some of the Western Aircar accelerators. But before that, I just want to conclude basically, and just I want to take a time check here. Yeah, we have time. I think we are good. So basically, what we have done now is we have looked at the event visibility, we looked at the cost and revenue, and then we look at an extended visibility when it comes to sensors. So from different departments point of view, you can get various visibility that you need, okay, depending on your business requirement. Then we look at some of the Western Aircar accelerators, and let me just take yeah. So this is the last section that we have, and that is where we introduced our asset V-Link, which is readily deployable. But before we go to that, let's spend some time on the Western Aircar accelerators. So this will take about 15 minutes, and then we can keep last 15 minutes for a question answer. Okay. So we already have Western Aircar asset when it comes to control tower and transportation planning, mobile apps, and various add-ons. I'll just spend some time on each one of them. So control tower is basically where all those events data can be extracted, and you can see how many freight orders are delayed, how many are in transit. So this is kind of a dashboard, management by exception dashboard. This we have successfully implemented in various companies, okay, in our implementation, and this is kind of a dashboard. It can be tailored to the transportation manager, to the director, and they can see how the performance is of my supply chain, or day-to-day operations can be also, it is very easy for us to perform transportation planning. So with our extensive experience in transportation optimization, we have come up with our own guide that how the transportation planning this can be accelerated. We also, as you see here, GIS integration. That means we have our own accelerator when it comes to the maps integration, right? So that means Google Map, Here Map, or PTV. All these map service provider, we are working very closely with them, right? And this can be integrated in the transportation planning. The mobile app, I will not spend some time. We already talked about driver app. Then we have add-on integration. So this is again Descartes is already mentioned here. Intra is already mentioned. We have done integration with 4Kites. We have integration with GT Nexus. So these are the companies whom we already work with, and we have readily deployable packages when it comes to these companies. Connected fleet and IoT, we already spent a time on that in the last slide, so I'll not dwell too much on that. I will spend some time on TINA basically. So TINA is nothing but Transportation Invoice Assistant. This is a short form for the product that we have built, which means that we have developed a utility which can be implemented in SAP TM, whereby you can easily look at all the freight invoices from your carrier. You can approve them, you can reject them, before actually the invoice gets posted in ECC. So this is basically Tina. We also implemented this in couple of customers right now. Now this is already being implemented as we speak right now with few more customers, and this is quite a handy tool that we have. Okay, so we move on and we spend some more time on the V-Link. Okay, so V-Link is a product that we have come up with, or this kind of utility, or you can call it an accelerator, right? That it is basically on SAP TM, SAP TM on S4. We have an integration layer, and all the data that we can pull from this SAP TM can be seamlessly used in a portal, right? It can be used in an app, which is also readily deployable. Also, if you have Analytics Cloud, that means the data can be visible here. And also we use this product to connect with the IoT. So the idea here is that with V-Link, we are able to link various channel partners, or your service providers, or your internal departments with the Analytics Cloud and also with IoT. Okay, so this portal, right, can also be extended to your carrier, and it can be exposed on the internet. That means all your carriers can also look at and get the data directly from SAP TM, and they can do their activities directly on this portal. Also, when it comes to handheld app, this app can be also all the data can be exposed to internet. This app can be given to your own drivers. This can be given to your third-party drivers, and you can see there is an inbuilt map here, right? And this will take data from SAP TM. Okay, so this product V-Link is readily deployable, and the advantage of this product is that this can get the data from SAP TM based on your own need. Okay, of course it comes with some pre-configured set of details that you can already readily use, but if the implementation or your own company or your own requirement has a different view, or business requirement, this app also can be tailored accordingly, right? So what this app, so let's have a little more details about this app. Okay, this is a bit more technical, but the essence of this particular right hand side diagram is that with the SAP Cloud Platform, this can be extended to the internet directly, right? And this is easily doable without any sort of much of an issue. So some of the features, I'll not go through all of them, but I'll just focus on some specific ones. So this is entirely developed on UX with Fiori. So all the screens that you will see are very nicely developed with the Fiori app, right? Then these are role based. That means first of all, it has a secure access. So you don't have to bother about extending your data on the internet. This is absolutely secure. This is role based, which means that okay, to a particular person, even within your carrier, if you want to give a different type of data visibility within your carrier also, or your third party, you can do so based on the roles. Variant management, user personalization. So this is easily, it has export to access some of the standard functionalities. Again, it is built on S4 technology, so that means it is scalable, right? And it is flexible on deployment. So on-premise, cloud, both are supported, right? And corporate branding, and so we can give a look and feel as if your own company has this kind of a product which you are sort of exposing or giving access to your third-party service providers. Okay, and then I will spend some. This is the last slide of my presentation, right? And then probably we will take up some question answer, right? This is basically the with this V-Link you can also do a lot of activities like freight confirmation. Your carrier can accept and reject orders. He can update his own resource needs. He can update the dates, right? And you can do sort of RFQ process. You can do the execution from this, and finally, even invoices can be submitted through this V-Link. And this is, we'll not go into a lot of details. Please feel free to reach out to us if you need more information, and we'll be happy to help you and assist you, right? So we are almost 3 minutes ahead of the time. I think we kept last 20 minutes for the question answer, and then I will close this and we will keep on the question answer. Bellona, do you?
Yes, Madhu. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining into our webinar. Thank you, Madhu, for this amazingly informative and helpful presentation. So I would now like to open up the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise them. So meanwhile, I did receive a few questions from our attendees here. Just please give me a second. Yes, so there is this question. Are these visibility available straight off TMS? This was when you were talking about the beginning slides.
Visibility, yes. So basically, this visibility is available from SAP TM. Okay, so SAP TM acts as a base, right? So we looked at the product like LBN, we look at a product like Descartes or Intra or E2 Open. Basically, all this data will feed into SAP TM, and from there we can get this visibility, and the data basically then can be extended to SAP Analytics Cloud, or you can get various reports, or you can generate alerts. And also, I mean, just to add to that a little bit, okay, GTT also is a product basically out of LBN, where you can have various rules, and all these rules can be configured in this GTT as a product. So yeah, the event repository is at the both places. One is at the GTT, the new dimension, and another is at the TM also, because the activity has to happen in TM.
Thank you, Madhu. There is another question here. You were talking about the control tower in Westnacker accelerators. So the question is it the same as the IBP control tower?
No, this is not same as the IBP control tower. Okay, this control tower is specifically built on SAP TM. Okay, and this is purely based on the transportation. But somebody, I can understand that somebody may want to look at IBP from a demand perspective vis-a-vis supply chain, and this product can be extended to that. But the accelerator currently is exclusively for SAP TMS.
Sorry, yeah. So definitely, I'll request the gentleman to attend our IBP webinar, which is there in next week. So if you could just send link, to that person, so that would be great.
Of course, we would be talking about our upcoming webinars. We'll definitely give them the dates. Meanwhile, we have 2 more questions here, but I think before that, there are a few people who have raised their hands. Maybe I'll unmute them. Okay, so there is this question. How easy or difficult to integrate with third party like Descartes and Intra?
Okay, so basically we have, as I said, we have already built accelerators to integrate with them, this product. So it's quite easy. These companies have their own contracts with your own company, and then we are able to integrate them quite seamlessly. It's a matter of few months. Of course, the entire project can take SAP TM project can take anywhere between 6 months to 1 year, and in between that, this integration can also be provided with the given timelines.
There is another question here. How does TMS integrate with the GATP for order promising?
So this is interesting question. So I can say that I was lucky enough to be part of one such implementation right at the beginning in 2012-13, where we did the entire APO and GATP integration actually with TM. So SAP TM, okay, just a little bit technical. If some of you are familiar with SD, there is a functionality called ATP, right? So I will split this answer into two parts. One is ATP. Okay, so while you are doing a standard sales order ATP calculation, which is available to promise calculation, even SAP TM optimizer can be invoked. All the constraints can be looked at, and then the ATP date can be calculated and proposed in the sales order. That means, the entire ATP functionality can actually talk to TM and come back and give you the date along with it. When it comes to GATP, the process is the same, okay, but there are some changes which are required. But we have done integration with one of the I can't disclose the name of the company, but it is one of the second largest paper-based manufacturing company in the world. Okay, paper and paper product, based out of Finland, and yeah, that is where we did the GATP and TM integration.
We anyways have another question here too. How easy it is to get the reports out of TM for the visibility?
So SAP TM has a comprehensive reporting functionality inbuilt in TM. We call it a personalized object work list, POWL. So that becomes sort of management by exception cases. They can actually look at this POWL and do various kind of analysis that, okay, how many orders are in transit today, how many are at my yard, how many are moving. So all that kind of status tracking and visibility can be possible with POWL. And SAP Analytics Cloud is even more capable. It comes, of course, with separate license and everything, that you can have that visibility over there, more graphical way. But from a day-to-day operations point of view or day-to-day operator point of view, these POWL are quite good, reports which are available in SAP TMS out of the box.
Okay, so we have the question here from Kunal. Please, if you can elaborate on planning road network if I have feeded demand for a month.
If I understand your question correctly, there is a demand which is there. So I think the scenario which you are basically talking about is there is a demand which is forecasted already, right? So there is a demand which forecasted already for a given month across your distribution network or across your supply chain, let's say, and then SAP TM can propose you a plan to cater to that demand. Okay, so maybe it would have been great if we could discuss on this, but quite interesting question. Okay, so you can get this demand in SAP TM, you can plan it at once. That means you can get the better rate. So I'm not now talking about 1 month, or maybe it can be spread across 3 months. Okay, you get the best rate from your carrier. You can do the tendering out, you book the capacity. Then the actual requirement comes, to fulfill that demand, and you already have booked the capacity with the with your carrier. So which means that you already ensure that you get the best rate or you get the best negotiated price, and you already create a supply element, right, to cater to the demand. So this is already in SAP TM and you can plan it out. Then the actual requirement comes, to fulfill that demand, and then you already have procured a capacity and that can match. So this is very much possible. In fact, right now we are working on one project where we have such a not exactly same requirement, I would say, but in the similar lines, more from the capacity of the location. So we are trying to build that solution for the customer, but this is completely out of the box.
And
Okay.
Bellona, just pass on the message that I will reach out to Kunal after this webinar. We can have a one-on-one session if he wants more detail on it, right? I can schedule his call.
Sure. He has a second question though. Can I perform e-auction or bidding through the system?
Yeah. So e-auction and bidding is definitely possible from the system. Okay, we talk more about the visibility in this particular webinar, but we can also look at an exclusive session on the carrier communication strategy. So e-auction, bidding, or this is possible. There is a separate product which is called as strategic freight procurement. Okay, so this is a product of SAP TM, or not a product, basically it's a module of SAP TM with which you can do this extended carrier collaboration sort of functionalities. Just a disclaimer here that these are not linked to SAP Ariba. Okay, so SAP Ariba is for the product procurement and bidding and everything. This is more of a transportation, and it is the strategic freight procurement is from SAP TM is totally tailored to the transportation needs. Even though Ariba and SFP, as we call it in short form, they don't talk to each other. There is an SAP roadmap for it to connect this product. But right now, yes, this is an offering from SAP, and it's quite comprehensive, and this also has been used by many customers.
I guess we'll just take another last question. In one of your slides, there is a feature to onboarding carrier via email. Does that mean you automate carrier master data all the way to ECC? And what about the rate?
Yeah, so basically carrier onboarding is the functionality that we explained on that slide was basically with respect to GTT, okay, or LBN, specifically logistics business network. So the carrier master data has there are both ways which are possible. So you can either create in PM on its own, the business partner as we call it, or carrier master, whatever you want to call it. Okay, then that can be created in SAP TM first, and then and also it can be replicated back in ECC. Or if you already have an ECC where you have a carrier already created, or in S4, they can come to TM, and then that particular carrier can get onboarded on this LBN platform just by email. So the entire onboarding process is quite seamless actually with the SAP LBN as a product.
Thank you so much, Madhu. I think that's all we'll take for questions. So unfortunately, we need to end this session. It was a very short time slot. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining into our webinar. Thank you, Madhu, again for this amazing presentation. Let me also provide you with some final information. In case you have questions, do not hesitate to contact our consultants directly. You can get in touch with Pradeep. Once the webinar recording is ready, we'll send it out to you by email. In addition, you can also access all the other webinars on our website and our YouTube channel. Thank you all for joining in. And also, just for your information, we have 2 more webinars coming up in this series. There is a EWM deep dive, which would be next week, Tuesday, and then there would be a deep dive on IBP, which would be the next to next week. So we would be glad to see you all there. Thank you so much and take care. Bye-bye.